What up, squirrel nuts? We're going to jump right into another little topic here. Um, and it's something that's dear to me, and that's bow fishing. And a lot of things that we'll be doing on this channel in particular, hunting, fishing, bow fishing. I think I've done told you we might get into some damn conspiracy talk, some alien talk. Who knows? Because that's just where my mind goes. But anyway, I'm going to jump into some bow fishing today because for me, the season's starting to get ready. Hunting season's over here where I live in Tennessee. Um, and I start gearing up towards bow fishing and my bow fishing tournaments uh, towards the 1st of February. I'll be getting my boat together, I'll be getting everything lined up. They start announcing the major tournaments. You got the U.S. Open that's going to be in Louisiana this year with Bass Pro Shops. I don't believe that they have announced the Cajun 8 location, the Muzzy location. I'll be fishing the Kentucky State tournament this year if I can get them damn big heads locked in. Um, I'll be fishing the new Tennessee State tournament, which is just starting this year. It's going to be out of Paris, Tennessee. And I'll be jumping on that one. It's believe it or not, that's something that I even wanted to do. Was Tennessee was the only one in the in this region. Like you got a Kentucky State, an Alabama State, all those things. So I thought Tennessee needed a state tournament last year, and I'm glad to see that a BCAA representative in Paris, Tennessee, is now holding a Tennessee State tournament. Um, I here's the unpopular opinion, of course, on bow fishing. It's under attack. I mean, bow fishing in general is under attack by states, by legislation. Oklahoma being one of the big places. I hope Tennessee doesn't jump on this bandwagon because we're not even knocking a dent in these fish. And I will. I'll post a video. Um, the first hell, I might even have a video from last year because I'm just getting into this, and it's some of the things that of course I'll be doing. But I'll post a video from just below a spot in Tennessee here. I'll take my boat down there, and you will see hundreds, if not thousands, of fish jumping up in the boat. You know, just creating all kinds of havoc. They'll break your lights. They'll break your engine covers. A buddy of mine's got mud motors. They've broken his covers. They'll bust your speakers. They'll knock off your throttle. Uh, they will any electronics you have on the boat. You better cover them up if the Asians start jumping because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's the one thing about bow fishing that I love is that you will never go on the water and not see a fish to shoot at. I've never been out and not seen a fish to shoot at. Now, whether you can hit them or not, that's on you. That's on the man that's holding the bow. But you're always going to have one to shoot at because our waters are completely overrun with them. I've got some footage, some graph footage from live scope that if I can figure out how, because I'm new to all this junk, man, but if I can figure out how, I will try to just post a little shot of my live scope from last year. Uh, you know, but the sport in and of itself is under attack. Um, Oklahoma is proposing rules to enforce bow hunters on bag limit, shoot and release, which, what is it? Shoot and release, something illegal in only 8 seconds. Whatever, man. If you shoot a fish, drop it down. Here's the thing. I don't give a damn what the legislation and what the politics behind this stuff is. If you've got, some tree huggers that are in there, um, can I think I can say tree huggers. But if you got tree huggers in there that are trying to take up for this fish, saying, "Hey, you're not giving them a fair chance. You're not allowing them you're not casting a line, allowing them to be baited, then why aren't they just sitting there, hammering on all the net fishing? Because the same waters that we fish, they net fish for these particular fish right here, typically Asians, but any species of carp, they net fish for them to get them out of the water. Now there's a profitable product there as well, which is another reason they will probably want to start putting bag limits on it for us, because I believe Kentucky might also be the number one state. But I believe Kentucky might even be the number one state to export carp, specifically carp. Excuse me. And with that being said, now you have Uncle Sam in there. So now you start getting all this legislation on bag limits and whatnot, because they figured out that it's profitable. It can be taxed. And if we're out there killing them, then they can't tax that. They can't tax those pounds of fish when they're exported. So that's ridiculous. And a lot of the bow fishermen probably don't realize that. They think that it's only states going for this. But I'm going to tell you something. Anywhere that you're going and weighing your fish and trying to sell them, anybody that's doing that is in favor of these bag limits, because it probably allows them more nets out there. And the more nets they have, the less fish we kill, the more fish they catch. So at the same time, your commercial fishermen are saying, "Hey, y'all are eating into our profits." I don't give a damn. I mean, I really don't. There's so many of these things. It's a nuisance. It's ruined waters. It's ruined waters in Tennessee. They keep working their way, further and further south. I believe they've been found now all the way up in, I want to say all the way up in Chickamauga in Tennessee, which was a spot that I bow fished last year for the Muzzy, was in Chickamauga. But they've been found all the way up there now. So they keep working their way east. They keep going through these. It don't matter. They can put the fences up or their nets up or whatever at these locks on these dams. These fish are finding a way through. And not only that, but I'm sure the birds and everything else are eventually going to populate damn near every water in the South. So I say kill them. I say kill them all. And some of us here in Tennessee hope that they open a shotgun season on them, just to have more redneck fun, because there's nothing like getting out there and bow fishing. It's one of the funnest things that I do. I love to hunt. I love to bass fish. I love to bow fish. And when it comes to bow fishing, I love to jump in these tournaments. I'll dive in on another video about big heads and the quest for big heads, and how pretty much now anything above Alabama, you better be able to kill big heads. If you can't kill big heads, you're not going to place top 5 in a tournament. You're not going to do it. I mean, hell, they ought to just go on and make every tournament up this way a big head pot, and then an everybody else pot. Because if you hadn't figured out the big heads yet, you're not winning tournaments north of Alabama. It's just, which is one reason. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of glad that the U.S. Open's down in Louisiana this year. It gives everybody a little bit better chance. I mean, yeah, you still got to find the fish, but big head fishing is very specific, and it could in and of itself be a separate tournament, because the fishing for big head is completely different than what you would expect out of a bow fishing boat. As far as lights, generators, constant movement, just out there having a good time, which is still one of my favorite things to do. But as far as this legislation goes, I promise when it makes it to Tennessee, I'll be jumping in there. In my community here, although it's a small community, there's a lot of bow fishermen. This county right here had probably, I don't know, 6 to 10 boats represented in the U.S. Open last year. Had four boats or more in the travel down to Alabama for the Muzzy in Gunnersville. And to be honest, other than people complaining that live on the banks of the lake, that we're getting rid of trash fish. And it says right here, referred to as trash fish. But they're even trying to get people to stop saying that. But it is what it is. I mean, they're trash fish. They're not doing us much good. Now, I am actually my buddy specifically has gotten into canning some of these carp, and I think that's something that I might do in the future also, because carp is a good fish. It's believe it or not, I don't know, this could be rumors, you know, but fuck it, let's go. So believe it or not, unless it's specifically on any restaurant or fast food place that you go to, unless it specifically has the type of fish that it is, there's a good chance that you're eating a carp fish sandwich. Um, the exportation of carp out of Kentucky last year was, excuse me, was well in the millions of the amount of pounds of carp that they exported out of the state of Kentucky last year. So it's a big commercial fish now. And I believe, like I said, that commercial fish coming alive like it has is what is helping push this agenda on bow fishing, because they cannot tax the fish that we kill in our tournaments or in our nightly, bow fishing. And I know just as many that do it for fun as I do that tournament fish. Um, I enjoy any part of it. I enjoy any part. I love getting on new water. There's some people that only want to be on their water. There's some people like me. I love to fish new water. I love to go to new water, start trying to find fish. Yeah, I'll drive a long way. And yeah, let me tell you something else. That's another video, is how expensive it is for these captains out here. But let me know what you think about this legislation on bow fishing, and how they're going to possibly try to put bag limits on them, and things like that, because it's it's uh it's ridiculous. It says fish disposal rules might start coming into play here, to where we can't, kill and drop. I mean, and I will do it. I mean, the old saying is turtles got to eat too. So it's an agency though. They're going to be trying to pass this stuff. They're going to be trying to get it through at every state. It's going to be hard to keep up with, because they'll probably try to slip it through in most states. But the BCAA, if you don't follow them on your socials or keep up with them, and you're a bow fisherman, you should, because they're the ones that are fighting the fight and keeping most everybody up to date on what's going on with this legislation that they're trying to pass in bow fishing. Um, there's numerous sites you can follow on things like that. I'll be touching bow fishing all the time. Like I said, I'll be doing a lot of content on bow fishing videos. We'll do some how tos. We'll do some of our favorite bows, and some of our favorite arrows and tips and things like that as well. And we might even do a big head video. You can't find them out there. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but it's hard to find big head videos out there, and it is even harder when you're at a tournament to get anybody to talk to you about it. It is a cutthroat type of tournament, to where anything that a boat thinks will give them the advantage, they're gonna hide. They're gonna hide it, to the point that there's a good chance that live scope in general will could become illegal on bow fishing boats in tournament situations. But it's fun. I say kill them all. Go out there and shoot as many as you can, because you're not going to knock a dent in them. I've seen hundreds to thousands of gar in schools and went right through them. I've seen hundreds to thousands of Asians jumping at a time. I've seen hundreds of to thousands of buffaloes, which they will school smaller, but you're seeing schools every 20 feet. So anyway, again, I'm just jumping on here to let you know that if you see a boat out there, stick them and stack them. If you see a boat out there, metal militia. If you see a boat out there, breadwinners, we're killing them all. We're shooting first, and not worrying about the rest, because that's what we love to do, and we're not hurting any number of fish out there. And for the people out there that say, "Oh, you should put a line on it, and you should put a bait in front of them," you're not giving them a chance to hit the bait. Who cares? Neither are the commercial fishermen with the nets. Who cares? We're out there to have a good time. We're out there to shoot fish with our bows. We're not hurting nobody. We're typically out there at night. You don't even know that we're out there. The majority of the time, you don't even know that we're out there. So get over it and let us get to having our fun. Don't be showing up and trying to damn protest at any of the tournaments. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and you're probably going to get met with with a pretty damn cold shoulder. All right. Till next time, squirrel nuts.